Hello everyone, welcome back to the new video. I hope all of you have seen the current electricity part 1, and I told here in this video I will start from the current density. So let's go to the topic. Today's topic is about the current density. So before starting, I will take one conductor. Think about the current flows through this conductor is 5 ampere. If we take some points of different cross section here and here, so if I ask the question, current flows through these points are same or not? No, your answer will be obviously it is not. Why? Because the area of cross section of these points are different. That's why current flows through these points will also be different. Why? Because see here, if the number of charges flows through this cross section will be more than this one, because the area of cross section is different. But if we consider the total area of cross section, then 5 ampere current is flowing. But if we consider these points, the current will be different. This is the concept of current density. We read current is a scalar quantity or tensor quantity. Okay. Why tensor quantity? See, if we take two current, 2 ampere, and this is suppose 3 ampere. So the total current will be simple the addition of this magnitude of this current. So this will be 5 ampere. But think about this direction or this angle is 60 degree. So the resultant should come, it is root over from the vector law of addition. This is 2 square plus 3 square plus twice AB, 2 into 3 into 2 into cos 60. So this result will come different, but actually it comes 5 ampere, whatever be the angle. There is no effect of angle. If this angle is 90 degree, then also the current will be, suppose this is 2 ampere, this is 3 ampere. So total will be 5 ampere. Means there is no effect of angle. That's why it is called the tensor quantity. So we have seen the current has the magnitude and the direction also. But we are telling the current is a scalar quantity. After that, in physics, one quantity is needed which will form or which is equivalent to the vector, but that will play the role of current. Understood? One physical quantity is needed in physics which will play the role of current, but it is a vector which is equivalent to the vector. That term is called the current density. By definition, we can say the current density at any point inside a conductor is defined as the amount of charge flowing per second through a unit area held normal to the direction of flow of charge. What is this? This definition I am expressing. Here see, I took here 3 assumptions. What are the assumptions? Here first one, A, this area vector, means I have taken here one conductor, the current is flowing in this direction, and one cross-sectional, this is the cross-sectional area of A. And you know, the area vector always perpendicular from the surface. So this is the direction of area vector. So first one will be area vector, this is area vector, are parallel to the direction of flow of current. So first assumption will be the area vector is in the direction of flow of current. See, a direction of A and direction of I is same. Now, what is the second case? In second case, this area is perpendicular to the current. What is the meaning? This meaning is perpendicular, meaning or only the surface is perpendicular with the current. This is the surface, not area vector. Surface is perpendicular to the current. See here, this surface is perpendicular to the current. This one, suppose this current is flowing. This is the surface like this. This is the direction of current. Suppose this is the direction of current. Okay, this angle is 90 degree. So surface is perpendicular to the current. And the third assumption is J. This current density is represented by J. And this direction of J is same as the direction of I. See, this direction will be in the direction of I. by definition we can write J equals to I by A. Okay, means the ratio of current upon the area. Now you can ask, when the angle is 0, so we can write I by A. But if this area vector makes some angle with I, then that I am explaining. See, here suppose in first case this is the area and the current is flowing like this. This is the area and this is area vector, A vector, and I is the direction of current. This is the direction of current. Now in this case J we can write I by A. Okay. But now in the second case, if we consider a surface like this, okay, but the current is flowing in this direction. Now how to find the current density over here? Okay, now here you see the area vector will be, this surface will be like this. So area vector will be perpendicular from the surface. So this is the direction of area vector, which is making angle theta with the I. This is I. Now what I told, what is the first assumption? The assumption was area vector will be parallel to the direction of electric field. Sorry, area vector will be parallel to the direction of current. So which one is the parallel component of A? This is, so this component will be A cos theta. Now what will be the value for current density? J equals to now I upon A cos theta. See the similarity over here. Here the angle between A and I, how much? Theta was 0 degree. Okay, that's why cos 0 means 1. That's why I by A came. Understood? This is the explanation of current density. Or from here also we can write this I equals to J A cos theta or J dot A. Okay, so we got the current which is equivalent to the scalar product of two vectors. This is the whole explanation of the current density. Now in previous video up to these two derivation I have done. Here the derivation was for Vd, means for drift velocity, and the current. So the relation was Vd equals to EV by ml into tau, where E is the charge of an electron, B is the potential difference, m is the mass of an electron, and L is the length of the conductor. And here I is the current, N is the free electron density or number of electron per unit volume, N is the charge of an electron, A is the area of cross section, and Vd is the drift velocity. Up to this we read. See, from here I will derive the Ohm's law. How? Look, I equals to, we read NEA Vd. Put the value of Vd from here. So NEA into EV by ml into tau. This tau is the relaxation time, means average relaxation time. Remember this one. Now from here we can write, look, if we take the V equals to, this will come ml divided by n is square, ml by n is square A tau, okay, into I. Now one thing you look, if we write this V by I equals to ml by n is square A tau, then V by I means what we write? One thing, see, V by I means it is called the resistance, or R. We know this, the value is called the R. Now see, if this is a conductor, suppose the battery is connected over here. So if the potential difference in between them, in between the conductor is V, if the current is flowing I, then we can say the resistance of this conductor R equals to the ratio of V upon I. Okay, this ratio, this R is constant. This depends on some factor that I will discuss later. This R is the constant, which is the ratio of potential difference upon I. So we can write here this is R, or from here also we can write this V equals to some constant R into I, or V equals to IR, which is Ohm's law. One thing, this R is a constant for a condition what is the condition? This R is constant at a constant temperature. When the temperature remains constant, look, when the temperature remains constant, this mass, this total term is constant. Why? When at a constant temperature, this M remains constant, L also remains constant. A number of electron at a particular temperature, number of electron fixed. When the temperature increases, then the number of electron will increase. But at a constant temperature, this number is fixed. Charge of electron, it is fixed. Area also fixed. Tau means relaxation time. See, relaxation time at a constant temperature or at a particular temperature, that is fixed. When the temperature varies, then the relaxation time will decrease. Means the electron will collide faster at a faster rate. Means the time difference will decrease. Okay, means that time the tau will decrease, but at a constant temperature, that is fixed. So this total term is fixed. We can take this constant term or this fixed term is the R, which is called the resistance. As if we get from this equation V equals to IR, which is called the Ohm's law. And where R is now the new relation is R equals to ml divided by n square a tau. Okay. Now what we read, that R equals to the V upon I, V by I. This R is the property of material. This R is the property of material by which it obstructs the flow of current. It opposes the flow of current. That's why it is called the resistance. Okay. Now we read the formula for I equals to NeAVD, and R equals to, we read m by n square tau into L by A. Look, this R depends on m, n means mass of the electron, n is the number of electron, E is the charge of an electron, tau average relaxation time, L is the length of the conductor, and A is the area of cross section. Okay. Now see, these three terms, these four terms, M, N, E and tau, this is the property of the material. This M, N, E and tau, mass, free electron density or number of electron, charge of electron and the tau, relaxation time, this is the property of the material. Means which depends on the temperature. When the temperature will change, this value of charge will not change, but this n will change, number of electron will change, tau will change. So this term is the property of material. Now we can say which depends on the temperature. So we can say this R depends on property of the material as well as on the temperature, and this R depends on length and area also. Now we will give this constant term which depends on the property of the material by one new term which is called the rho. This is L by A was there. This rho is called the resistivity. Understood the concept? Resistivity means resistivity is the property of material which depends on the temperature. Okay. Now see, this resistivity will change when this number of electron will change or tau will change, whatever. Okay. So this rho is called the resistivity. Now we got one new relation which is R equals to rho L by A. Okay. Rho is the resistivity and the formula for resistivity is M upon N square tau. Now what is the difference between resistivity and resistance? By one example I am telling. Suppose you think about one cylinder of length L. I took one cylinder of length L. At that time, the rho and R is fixed. Listen, when the length was L and area was A, so rho and R was fixed. That two are constant. But if we stretch it from here, same material is same. But now if we made this type of shape, okay, this is also cylinder, but the I have elongated it. So this length becomes, suppose, L plus L, which is twice L, and so when this L will change, so area will change. Now I am telling, in this time which term will change, resistance or resistivity or both. See, in this case the resistance will change, but this resistance but the resistivity does not change. Why? Because this resistivity depends only the material. See, material I am not changing, materials is same, but only the length and area is changing. So it depends on the shape. This resistance depends on the shape, but this resistivity does not depend on the shape. Okay, this is the main difference between resistivity and the resistance. Do some problems. Problem number 1. I took one wire of resistance R and the initial length was L. Now the final length after stretching it becomes twice L. So the question is, what will be the new resistance R dashed? See, first when the length was L, so R we can write rho L by A. Okay. Now when the length is changing, that area will change. So we can write that R dashed will be rho. Rho will not change because the same wire is there. So rho L dashed divided by, or L dashed I am writing here. This is L1. This is A dashed, suppose. Now see, when it is stretching, when the wire is stretched, now one term will remain constant, that is the volume. So volume we know, the area into length. So initial area was A, initial length was L, equals to final area A dashed and the length is L dashed. Okay. Now A dashed equals to A into L equals to A dashed into L dashed, how much? Twice L. So L cancel, A dashed equals to A by 2. Put over here. So rho L dashed means it is twice L divided by A dashed means A by 2. So this will come, see, rho L by A into 4. And rho L by A means what? Rho L by A means this is R. And so we can write this is 4R. So R dashed equals to 4R. Okay. So this is how the resistance changes. And one shortcut I am telling. Look, in competitive exam you can apply it. So R dashed for stretching or for compressing, R dashed will be N square into R, where N is the means how much times it is stretching or it is compressing. Here double, 2 times double. So put the value of R dashed over here, means N equals to 2. So it is 2 square into R. So this is R dashed will be 4R. Okay. This is the shortcut. You can apply it. So today's class up to this. From next class I will start from the effect of temperature or effect of some factors on resistance or resistivity. Thank you.